Hey babies, Persimmon here. So, I'll be honest, I haven't been posting too much lately. And I'll be honest, I think I might kind of be done with YouTube, in my opinion. I'm kind of getting bored of making content. And just this year, I've been having a lot of like school issues, a lot of work that I've been doing. But, yeah. However, last year I was drawing a lot of the pictures of the movies that I saw. And I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun doing that. And so this year I thought I might as well do that and start talking and drawing the movies that I've seen, as well as making a video at the end of the year kind of talking about the stuff that I saw. So the first the first movie that I saw was, when was this? I'm pretty sure this was somewhere in August. I saw the movie Golda, which was about Golda Meir as she goes and deals with the Yom Kippur War. And so this is a drawing of Golda played by Helen Mirren. I found it interesting. There was a controversy, I think before the movie came out or as it came out, that because she wasn't Jewish and so because she was wearing like prosthetics or something. I feel like maybe it was the Golden Globe. It got nominated something for Best Makeup. I feel like no, Helen Mirren did a very great performance of Golda Meir, or I don't think it was very inappropriate the way that she went about it, even though she's not Jewish. I think the movie was really good though. I saw it in theaters, and I think it was very, I guess immersive is the word. It was really well at making the like suspense and like terror that was going on during the war, as well as it was just like amazingly shot. For some reason, like the camera work, I remember just being beautiful in that movie. But yeah, it was generally a pretty good movie. I don't think I tweeted this. I don't remember why. The next one from September 10th. This is the movie Dogma. My friends were like going crazy that I should watch that because they were saying it's like the funniest movie. And this is one of the deliveries from, I don't even remember, maybe this was Asriel or Bartleby or whatever the hell. But I'm a fucking demon, as he was like about to die.
But I'm a fucking demon.
And then the next picture kind of shows my opinion. I feel like personally, it was funny here and there. I laughed at like but I'm a fucking demon. I laughed at that delivery and a couple of the jokes, but I feel like the majority of the movie honestly was like kind of boring. Like, it was very, I think it was trying to take its message, it was like making a joke on religion. But I think I expected it to be more of like a Mel Brooksy like parody movie, rather than like I saw Robin Hood Men in Tights last year. But I thought it would be like a fun movie. It felt like it was kind of trying to show more of a plot, because it was about these demons that were trying to make their way back into heaven to like kill God or do this or that. But I don't know, the movie was kind of boring. The majority of it was like dialogue, in my opinion. It was just so much exposition in that movie. And so I wrote everyone blah, blah, blah.
What just happened?
He said it himself.
I'm a fucking demon.
You hit a demon with an instrument of God, the pure side's always gonna do the most damage.
Holy shit, Salt Bob's an instrument of God?
No, but the driver is, because Glick's the kind of asshole who would bless his own clubs for a better golf game, but the sink.
You've got the divine heritage going for you. Sanctifying is just one of the French benefits.
Remind me to try that water to wine thing at my next party.
These are the characters here. They were all real characters. This one's Mettaton. There was Asriel. There was, I think that's Batman, because Ben Affleck was in it. There was Bethany, because Binding of Isaac, Bethany. This was the 13th Apostle, because it was Chris Rock. This was Loki. And then I think this was Jay, because he dressed like Jesse Pinkman. And then this was Tomar. This was Silent Bob. Yeah, those were all the characters. I don't know. I think the movie just was. I didn't like it that much personally. The next movie was. This is a sketch because I had to like compress it to turn it into this, which was the picture of the menu. And I saw the menu, and I'll be honest, wait, I saw it on September 17th. I'm so sorry. But I honestly feel like this movie was like really, really good, the menu. The way that it was just like, the way that it was presented with all of the, like, you know, great camera work, great, the way that all of the food was presented as if it was like an actual five-star restaurant, as well as just the acting of Ralph Fiennes was just like so good. And the horror was great in there, it was very suspenseful. And I just really loved this scene of the, you know, this is my boss and I'm about to drown him so that I can be free. And just, the movie was really, really good. As well as the ending. Oof, bro. I like really like felt at the ending when everyone dies to be part of the final dish. It's like, that really like hit me for some reason. I felt like I was there. Whatever the hell. The next movie on September 24th. This is a sketch. And then I saw the movie Suspiria, which honestly I like really did not like. I said below it, I said nobody beats the Cronenbergs. I expected the movie to be very similar to Possessor, which I don't even think I mentioned Possessor last year. I don't think I drew it, but like that's one of my favorite movies. I remember seeing it last year and it was just like every part of it was amazing. Like the you know, the camera work and the practical effects and the writing and the acting as well. But I saw Suspiria and I expected it to be similar to that. But I think I like really did not like it. The practical effects were not that good. Or they were very like shocking and gory. There was the one with the meat hooks and stuff. That was like the beginning, and I really like to just, ugh, that's gross. And along with that, there was like the next big scene is like the ending with like all the blood splattering around with Tilda Swinton, and just like that was just so poorly done. You could clearly see that was CGI. And I think the plot just like meanders. I think I like really had no idea what was going on. It's about this lady goes to a dance place in like, what the hell, 1940, or not 1940s, it's like in the 80s is the thing. And the Berlin Wall is still up, and she goes to Germany to join a dance recital, or a dance, you know, group. And she's American, and they're German. But I think just, you know, initially, the very beginning of the movie is like, the whole thing, in my opinion, that confuses me is she's about to do like a dance for the whole group to like prove if she's good or not. And then Tilda Swinton like touches her hand and makes her glow. And then all of a sudden she's amazing at dancing. And my biggest question is, was she genuinely good at dancing that got her into the group? Or was it just the magic of Tilda Swinton? Or was it just the magic because she's such a good actor? But like it really felt like that. And then the plot was just like going around and around, and it was like demons were controlling the company, and the dream sequence was like weird. I love Mia Goth, but like, I don't know, she was a normal character. I don't remember anything going on with her. She like died, and then the ending, or no, the ending of the old man, also played by Tilda Swinton. The old man, like, all of a sudden it was like, there was something going on with the wife that was just like appeared out of nowhere. The wife had supposedly died in World War II, and he's been searching for her for like a long time, even though I remember in the beginning of the movie, I'm pretty sure he said to the cops that he was looking for his wife. For like 2 weeks ago, he asked the cops about it, even though it was like a long, long time that he's actually been searching for his wife. I know, this is me recalling, bro, from September, I like, you know. But that's honestly, and then the plot was going crazy, and then the ending, on the Twitter post, I also put the poster for I Am Mother, and then Drill, from Twitter, because the main villain of that movie at the very end, it's revealed, is Mother Suspirior, or no, Mother Marcos. What? Mother Marcos, also played by Tilda Swinton. And she looks ugly. It's not even scary. She just looks so goofy, and she's covered in CGI and looks like an idiot. And then the big twist is like the American girl goes, Susie, it says. She goes, I am Mother Suspiriorum, and then like kills everyone or something. It was just, well, I just remember that movie just being like, what? And it was 2.5 hours long. It might have also been because I didn't expect it to be so long, but just like it was like so bad. Also, yeah, wait, here's the disclaimer. If you have anything you want to debate with me on my opinions on these movies, if you think I should watch a movie I mention, or have a different opinion on a movie that I had an opinion on, feel free to comment, absolutely, because I would really love to, I guess, rewatch some of these movies that I've seen if I did not have the right interpretation of it. But, this movie I just really remember not being good. I expected it to be one way, but it wasn't, and it was just crazy. Okay. And it was a lot of, like, gross sex scenes. Was there? There was, like, some guy's dick was in it for, like, 5 seconds. It was gross. The next movie, on September 30th, here's the sketch as I was trying to get it out. And then here's his mouth. And then it looks like I compressed it. But it looks like actually, there was 2 drawings. I did one with the sunglasses and one without the sunglasses of the movie. You can already see on the bottom, but it's revealed the movie I'm Still Here, which was a mockumentary about Joaquin Phoenix, as he's like, I don't know, this was literally before my time, but at one point in his career, he had taken like a 2-year break, and he said he had completely been done with acting and was doing all these stunts around the public eye and all that. But then it was revealed that it was all to make a movie and a documentary and stuff. And that movie, I'm going to be honest, I'm Still Here was really, really great, of just the, portraying the man who, like, Joaquin in the movie feels so inclined to do this thing, but he's like an idiot, or not in that way, but he was trying to take a break from acting in order to pursue hip hop. And the whole lead up to the whole lead up is like, he's talking about how he's genius and like, this is going to be so good. We're going to be doing rap music, and you can see him working and meeting with all like the big wigs with like Mos Def. And then eventually he gets to P. Diddy, who's like the one person willing to publish and produce his music. And then he shows some of the music he's made to Diddy, and it's like complete bullshit. It's like so bad, genuinely. It's not like, some experimental masterpiece. It's like really just untalented. It feels like it was made like very, very poorly. And you can see him in the chair with showing it to P. Diddy. Yeah, P. Diddy. Of all the people. I'm sorry. But like, you can see him showing his music to him, and he just has the saddest like facial expression. And then it immediately goes to an interview from David Letterman, which was like genuine. That was a genuine thing that happened. Like, that went viral. When he's like, David Letterman is trying to engage him on his acting and talk about that, and he's like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. And it was just like the ultimate like burning of all of his bridges. He feels like such a way that he should be doing something, but he's completely incompetent towards actually like putting in the effort towards doing it. And this was the part with the sunglasses. This scene came right before his like main, he had like one concert, and he was just like looking as sad as possible, and it was like crazy, man. That movie, honestly, I'm Still Here was really good. I don't think about it that much, which is too bad, but like really thinking back on it, it was made really well. It was by Casey Affleck. It was by Casey Affleck, the brother of what? The brother of Ben Affleck. Thank you. Okay. It was a great movie. The next movie is from October 8th, 2023, is the movie Infinity Pool, which was it was the second, or no, it was the third. It was the next movie directed by Brandon Cronenberg, the guy who made Possessor, which was, I said, amazing movie. And this movie also, Infinity Pool, was similarly amazing, in my opinion. It was like done super, super well, great cinematography, great practical effects and storytelling. And it was about these people that get Alexander Skarsgård. Well, he was in Succession, I think, in The Northman. He was on vacation on an island, and then he accidentally like runs someone over with this car. And the big thing is that the laws of that area, because they're like corrupt and tropical and stuff, they say you can either take the death sentence, or you can pay to have a clone of yourself created that gets the death sentence. So you get to live, but you have to watch yourself die. And it's like, wow, that's an interesting plot there. But as it gets more and more, he does that, and then he engages with this group of just deranged people that are addicted to committing crimes and then watching themselves die. Wait, I just used the same thing from The Menu, watching himself die, because he was like stuck to a pole with his stomach exposed to get stabbed. But more and more, he begins to associate with this group of terrible people. And I was looking at the reviews for the movie, here comes my opinion, and there were a lot of like very poor reviews for the movie. But personally, as I watched it, I like completely understood the movie. It was about, which was really interesting, people were saying it's no plot, it's not scary. It wasn't that scary, but it was a great journey in my opinion. It's about addiction, because, which I find so interesting, just the way this movie was told, was he meets with Mia Goth. What? Wait a sec. What? Mia Goth, the star of, she was like the supporting actress in Suspiria. She was amazing in that movie. But Mia Goth's main thing was that she was trying to tell him that, like, whoa, society made you super weak, and so by going with us and taking drugs and having sex and murdering people, we're gonna teach you how to like become yourself again and get back in touch with your masculinity, was a big thing. And then as time goes on, I found very interesting was that Alexander Skarsgård's character keeps saying that, like, no, I don't want to do this, and they keep going, no, come on, it's going to make you more of a man. In my opinion, as it was about addiction, in the way that he continually, with the promise of things getting better, like, you know, I feel good when I'm doing this, right? These people reassure me, but these are like the worst group of people to be friends with. And he was really like, could not stop with the promise and the chase of getting the same like high as the original crime and all that. He just feels worse and worse. And as the movie goes on, they literally make him kill a clone of himself to prove his, you know, quote unquote masculinity. But, you know, he has to kill himself through this thing. It's like he's tearing himself apart. But obviously, you know, along with that, they're telling him that it's good, but it's really bad. Just what the hell? It was very well directed in the way that, like, what each of the characters were doing, which I found interesting. Like, what the hell? There was a lot of, like, I think the clone was wearing a dog collar or whatever the hell. And then at one point, after he kills the clone, oh my gosh, he, like, sucks on... Okay, I'm not gonna say it. He sucks on Mia Goth's a little something. But, like, that scene was, like, insane, because it's showing, like, how are you so masculine when you're wearing such, effeminate and, like, demasculating things? Like, you're like a baby. What are you sucking on her boobs for? It's like, what? Like, what? But no, that movie was insane. That was really, really well made. I think I like Possessor more personally. I don't know why. It was a good movie. This was also really good though. I'm excited for, here it comes. I want to watch Antiviral, which was the debut Brandon Cronenberg. But I also would love to watch, I think it said he has a new movie called Dragon, which is still in the works or whatever the hell, about space. It seems cool. Yeah. The next movie on October 15th, 2023 was, excuse me, oh my gosh, Schizopolis, which was a very interesting movie, you could say. Schizopolis, directed by Steven Soderbergh, the guy who made Ocean's 8, and he made Unsane, which I want to watch. That was shot on iPhone. He made the new movie Presence, which apparently was shot with some real cool camera, which I want to see. I know, this is just like talking to... I bet my friend is watching this and like, whoa, this is from this and that from that, and me just yapping. But Schizopolis, personally, I did not like it that much. I probably need to rewatch it, but it was just like, there was zero plot in the movie. It was just like bullshit of just... Literally, it's like I think the word is like the liquid narrative. It genuinely was like, went to this scene, and then like you see this guy in the background, and then it cuts to just that guy and just starts following him around. It was like, what the hell? The movie's about some guy, Fletcher Munson. Why do you remember that? Fletcher Munson, and he's like working for a public or a writing company. He's supposed to be ghostwriting a speech for like a Scientology leader. I thought it would be a parody movie about Scientology, like a Mel Brooks fun thing, but it was just random. And then also this character, Elmo Oxygen, it literally just like randomly cut to that. I thought okay, here it comes. I thought the movie was pretty funny. There were some like really funny scenes with Fletcher. It was like for like a half of a second, he skips into his boss's desk, which is like, what the fuck? There was another scene where some random guy was trying to tell him a message, and he was in the bathroom stall next to him, to Fletcher, and he took off his shoes and his socks in the bathroom stall. And then I thought this scene was pretty funny. There was another scene where Elmo Oxygen, he's just some random character. It literally, genuinely, there's like no context. Elmo Oxygen is like a bug. What the hell? An exterminator. That's it. And then he becomes an actor at one point for some reason. There was a pretty funny scene of him just ripping the tags off of mattresses at a store. But like, what? If you watch all of these movies, I think you'll completely understand what I'm yapping about from my memory of something from like 9 months ago. But like, there was a scene when he was talking to his producers after he became an actor at one point, and he literally just goes, "Elmo is tired now," and then walks away. That was crazy. And then another crazy part was this character, Jeffrey. I don't remember what his last name was, but he was, for some reason, Fletcher had a doppelganger who was a dentist, and his name was Jeffrey. And I think he cheats on his wife. He also has a wife who's the doppelganger of Fletcher's wife for some reason. Dude, I actually really want to rewatch this movie now that I'm thinking about it. But, like, it was just like, what? And then, like, in the third act of the movie, for some reason, the language just switches. It's just, like, it was the ultimate, like, okay, It was, like, so, I have the words, yeah, artsy, whatever the hell. But one of the things about Jeffrey's character, I think, was that he was sending, like, a letter to someone. Maybe it was, like, his wife's doppelganger or something. But he literally, like, multiple times, his mantra was, "I would like to have you lie next to me, or on top of me, or sit on me, or stand over me and shake." He was like, what the fuck? It's a weird-ass movie. Something. The next movie, take a breath. The next movie, on October 22nd, 2023, this is a nice little classic, because I heard someone I don't even know. Some random person I knew said that Inglourious Bastards was his favorite movie. And so I saw Inglourious Bastards. And this is supposed to be, what's his name, Franz Landa, Christoph Waltz. And he says, I'm just devious like that. And he's got the little Nazi tattoo. I don't even know if on Twitter you could see it, if it was like high definition enough. But look at that. He's a little Nazi carved into his skin. That movie was pretty good. It was, I think that might be the only Tarantino movie I've seen. I saw a little bit of Planet Terror, but that's about it. I saw Tarantino as rapist number 1 in that movie, but Inglourious Bastards, it was pretty good. In my opinion, it wasn't like everyone says that's an amazing, amazing movie. It was pretty good. It wasn't super, super, super insane for me though, personally. It was like, I think it got like a little bit boring in the middle of it, honestly. Like the middle, I got kind of bored. But something else. The middle I got kind of bored. But the ending, however, was really, really good. When it got like set on fire and all that. When the movie theater that they were showing the propaganda video got set on fire. That was a really, really nice scene near the ending, as well as when they carved the Nazi symbol that was in his forehead, was in the movie. Excuse me. Sorry, I had like lunch right before this. But in the drawing, I did it on his hands because I wanted to do that funny symbol. Okay. Next movie. We got this one from October 29th, 2023. We're all going to the World's Fair. Here it comes. This movie was amazing. We're All Going to the World's Fair was really, really, really great. And it was by Jane Schoenbrunn. We'll talk about Jane Schoenbrunn Jane Schoenbrunn later, because they made another movie which was absolutely amazing. But this was, the debut, or it might have been the debut. They might have made some other movie before. But this was really, really great. It was like a found footage movie about Casey, this girl who attempts to join like a game. It's called like, the MMORPG. And she has to do this ritual, however, to get in. And so it's like her documenting her experiences going along after the ritual. And, the crazy thing about that movie is that, first of all, there's only like 3 characters in the movie, which is interesting. A very, I guess the word is like inside or like isolated movie. But it was also, you never get to see the game, which is pretty crazy. I will say, this movie was awesome. It was really well told. It was really great writing. It was this horror movie was genuinely scary, though. I will say, like, there were some jump scares. This was a part when she painted her face with, like, neon paint and then, like, destroys her childhood stuffed animal, which is, like, that was a pretty disturbing scene. But this one genuinely scared me. What the fuck is that? There was a scene. She's like, okay, I can't sleep. And so she goes into the guest house and plays a full, like, ASMR video on, like, the big projector that she has in the guest house. And, like, obviously that scene was very unsettling. And then, like, but it goes, like, full. It's, like, 5 minutes long. You're just sitting there watching that person. And it's obviously, like, that's one of those, like, gross, like, it makes you feel very parasocial, because it was like, rubbing your face and telling you everything's going to be okay, ASMR. And then all of a sudden, the autoplay hits in, and it cuts to this extremely, like, warped picture of the main character, Casey's face. And it says, like, Casey, you are in trouble. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if there was, like, music to accompany that scene to make you, those Five Nights at Freddy's, whoa. But, like, that, like, scared the shit out of me. It, like, so unsettling. And it caught me off guard so much. There was, yeah, speaking of Five Nights at Freddy, there was another scene where, oh my gosh, it was Casey recording herself sleeping, and then she like starts moving in her sleep, and it's like really scary. It's like, whoa. And then she starts moving herself towards the light, and like of the light that's still on. And then as she gets right to the light, her face is blurred more and more. And I think it was just maybe me personally. That's a very scary scene, but me personally, it got to the point where I was like putting my face right up against the screen because I'm like, what? Her face is like blurring or something. And then her face morphs into like a grandma. And that scared the shit out of me also. The movie was very... I got my friend to watch it, and she said it was like really, really great as well. They were loving it. The movie was very quotable as well. Some very... I'm going to always remember in my mind. One of the scenes was like, oh, you know, a casual thought. And it was just like, she's just like filming herself walking, and she goes, my dad has a gun in the guest house. He doesn't think I know, but I do. That's fucking... that, like, it was so quick, and it just was done so, so well. And then there was another one. This is just me. Yeah, you can see that I enjoyed this movie. There was another one with her just walking through a graveyard and acting and like goofy. It was like, that was a very disturbing scene. I love she like points the camera at like a random grave and goes, that's the principal's office. Watch it. That's the principal. Watch out. It was just like, oh man. It was a very, I think the word, yeah, immersive movie. I had a really great watching experience seeing that movie. Okay, so, next movie. Guess, I said on November 5th, 2023. Guess which movies I watched yesterday and on Halloween, but forgot to draw until now. And so we have first... the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Here's my little review. I was surprised that it was like not that bad. It was a pretty good movie in my opinion. It was respectable. It was, yeah, by no means was it terrible. Me and my friends got to see it for like his birthday or something, and it was great. That's all I have to say. I don't know. That's it. I also saw What Did Jack Do?, which was a short film by David Lynch on Netflix, and I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be something. It was like maybe 10-20 minutes of just this monkey, this little chimpanzee going on like a monologue to David Lynch about how he killed his wife, Tutatoban, right? I could do my impression. Tutatoban, Tutatoban. It was just like, I think I might have zoned out for it, but it was just like, what? I was confused. And then he breaks into a musical number at the end and runs away and then gets caught by the police or something. And then I also, on Halloween, we saw The Exorcist. Me and my friends all got together and saw it. And it was was it pretty good? It was fine. It wasn't like insane. That movie, I don't remember much. It was, well, yeah, this girl gets possessed by the demons. I was excited for it. My friend was telling me about La Plume de Maton. I was excited for that scene, and it happened. But I find it interesting about the fact that this movie was so scary initially. But it was honestly just, I think my mom warned me. She's like, that's a scary movie. You know, that might be too scary for you. It was goofy, honestly. It was pretty goofy and funny. Oh, here's a sketch. I think this is from my phone that I tried to draw immediately. It ended up not going too well. But, yeah, this was I couldn't think of, like, much to draw from that movie. So I did what the hell? This was the picture of the demon. I like how that came out. And then it like looked kind of, I think it was too geometric, and so I just turned it into I Hate Everything. Yeah. It was a fine movie. The next movie. Wait, where's the date now? Okay, oh my gosh. From November 10th, 5 days later, 2023, I saw the movie Entertainment by, here it comes, Rick Alverson, featuring Greg Turkington as Neil Hamburger's Gourmet Chocolate. But this movie, it was really, I'll say something interesting about this movie. I'm pretty sure I understood it, like, completely. I really understood the just, depressed comedian to the point where he really doesn't find comedy as, like, a passion, but more of just a job. And just stuff goes on and he just hates himself, as well as his estranged relationship with his daughter, the only thing he really does seem to care about, who really doesn't give a shit about him. And then at the ending, it was just like, what the hell? At the ending, he finally books a gig, and he breaks into tears. Most likely, I believe, that his daughter was not there, because he invited her there, and she's not there. And it was just like, and then at the end, it just cut to him laughing at himself on the television of just like, my life is fucked. It's just like, it's terrible, very, very, very sad movie. The acting was good. Literally, John C. Reilly was in that movie. Jesse Eisenberg. Michael Cera, Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg was in that movie for a little cameo. I'll tell you who else. Dustin Guideffa was in that movie. I didn't notice him, but I saw in the cast he was in that movie. But in my opinion, when I saw the movie, it was extremely disturbing. I remember I got to the very ending, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? I'm sorry for my profanity at this point. I've been using a bunch of swear words. But it was a very disturbing movie, and I just remember not liking it. But the more that I think about this movie, the more I like it. It definitely deserves a rewatch. But yeah, this was him, sad little Neil. And one of his his comedy style is like so weird also. He goes, I have to do the impression now. Why? Oh, this is the full joke. Why does E.T. extraterrestrial professional alien E.T. why does he love eating Reese's Puffs for breakfast? And then he sits and takes a sip of his 5 glasses of water. He goes, E.T. loves eating Reese's Puffs because it tastes like cum on his planet. And then it was, the majority of his sets were he gets heckled because nobody laughs at his jokes. He gets heckled. And then the entire set just turns into him going off on the heckler. Those terrible, what the hell? I can name Godfrey, but that was a normal owning. No. I'll tell you who it is. Oh, Jamie Kennedy, or An Evening with Tim Heidecker. Where he just the entire comedy, or no, who's that one? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot his name. The Dinner with America guy. Where almost his entire set is him just yelling and going off at the heckler. He's like, no, but Neil's whole thing, he's like, why won't you let these people laugh? You little whore. How dare you interrupt my set? What are you doing? He just gets mad at the audience rather than actually enjoying what he's doing. It was a pretty crazy movie. I'm gonna, maybe next year, I really want to watch the rest of the Rick Alverson films, the guy but the same director of this movie, because they seem pretty interesting. The Mountain, and The Comedy, and The Builder, and The New Jerusalem. What? Okay. The next movie was on November 12th. I saw House, which I found from, oh my gosh, okay, here it comes, Bill Hader's Criterion Closet video, where he sees the movie House, and he goes, dude, I love this movie, and he has a shirt, and he said it was a really great movie, and he said, a guy turns into a pile of bananas, and you don't even get affected by it. The movie's just so crazy. And this is the Banana Man. Oh yeah, he goes banana, 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 and then he turns into bananas. And this was pretty crazy. The excuse me, the girl gets turned into the piano. But in my opinion, it was a really crazy movie. And obviously it was I think maybe it was because I knew there was such a change. But I didn't really like the movie. I thought it was fine. It was like very, very, it was really crazy. It was just really crazy, and I like didn't follow too much, I think. It was, I don't know, it just wasn't acted to. I think the acting maybe wasn't all there. It was more about the events that were happening to the people. And I expected the bananas, but that happened at the very, very end. I don't know, I probably need to rewatch that movie. I didn't get too much out of it. I'll tell you something. Oh, I loved Mr. Mr. Skellybones. Mr. Skeleton. He was in the movie. What the hell? There was like a skeleton. When stuff was going crazy, there was like a little skeleton in the background that someone was dangling like off to the side. And that made me laugh. That was pretty funny. Okay, next movie. On November 24th, 2023, I saw the movie Cannibal the Musical by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. So that's that's a nice little classic. It's not like the Book of Mormon, I guess. It's not too well known, but it was on the Peacock streaming service, and so I saw it. And it was really good, honestly. It was very what's the word? The music was great. Spadoinkle, I love that song. And it was a really funny movie that felt, nice and Mel Brooksy like we all love. What the fuck? Oh, one of the musical numbers. Yeah, the main character, I think he's trying to get his horse back. It's not about like a cannibal from a cannibal's perspective or whatever the hell. It's about this guy who goes into, I think someone stole his horse, and he has to get like gold and money to buy it back. And so he like travels into the wood or into, California or something with a group of people. But then the big thing is that the winter hits. And then the winter occurs all of a sudden. And then they have to eat each other to survive. That was the cannibal part. Aside from that, it was a good movie. I liked the practical effects. I'm like losing my train of thought. The practical effects were really nice in that movie with the cannibal stuff. He like stabs him and punches him a bunch of times, but he keeps coming to life. That was a really funny movie, I will say. The music was great, funny movie. With the horse going bruh, and the guy's going, I need to ride you. There was a whole musical number called When I Was on Top of You, and it's about his horse because he likes riding his horse. But obviously it's like a sexual joke. It was pretty funny. You believe funny. Okay. The next movie. What the hell? I think that's December 3rd, 2023. I saw the movie The Ballad of Buster Scruggs by... Who's that by? That's by the Coen brothers. It was pretty good. It was a little collection of short films all about death, obviously. But here comes my opinion. I thought that the short films were kind of about main character syndrome, in my opinion. This was a sketch, but this was Buster Scruggs. Now I'm just... okay, I'll explain and then I'll talk. This was Tim Blake, Anderson, something, Buster Scruggs. And then one of the guys that he kills is literally Mr. Krabs, Clancy Brown, widower with Mr. Krabs. And then the other one, Mr. Packet. Okay, well this one's about like a gunslinging guy, and then he kills a couple people, and then he dies. And then this one, Mr. Packet, I thought that was a good part of it. It was a collection of short films. This one was about this prospector who finds a bunch of gold, and he gets murdered. And then, he almost gets murdered by this guy who wanted to steal his gold, but then in the last second, he is still alive, and he shoots the guy, and then gets his gold in the end. And he was calling the pocket of gold. He kept going, I'm coming for you, Mr. Pocket. But that was a good movie. In my opinion, all of it was about main character syndrome. I think there was maybe like 5 or 6 stories. In Buster Scruggs' sketch, he literally, he's the main character. He's talking to the audience at certain points, and he has plot armor to the point where people like shoot at him, and it literally like the air morphs around him to make him dodge things. Mr. Pocket was this guy's trying to get his gold, and then some other random guy thinks he's the big the big cheese, the big shit, and then kills him and thinks he can get away with it, but he doesn't. There was another one with James Franco. He was like a bandit. That was his whole thing, and he tries killing people and to get what he wants. Then he ends up getting hanged at the end because he's a bad boy. There was another one about this boy with no arms and no legs, as he literally also similarly he's literally the main character as he goes around with like he goes around with some other guy, and he's like a traveling performer, and he goes around and does monologues and stuff. But then at the end of the movie, as things progress and he stops getting attention and then some other act starts getting attention, his manager not only literally drops him for his performances, but he physically drops him into a lake and kills him in order to, because he's like, I don't care about this act anymore. I could just buy this other act and get so much more money. And so he kills the guy with no arms and no legs. And so that's similarly, he literally was the main character, and then he got, main character syndrome. He got a little too cocky there. And then the last short film in that series was of people who were on a bus riding towards, I think people said the afterlife, but these people were like talking to each other and conversing on their ride towards a certain hotel. But I found interesting, I probably wasn't listening to the thing all the way through because I was too going crazy about the main character syndrome. But they literally like did not care about what either people was saying. They were talking about their life story, but it really just turned into like they were just wanted to talk about themselves and all the things that they liked. It was a pretty good movie. I'm sorry, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Oi.
2,000 years later.